Hello, welcome to today's episode of the Law Show. I want us today to look at the All Progressive Congress, the APC in Nigeria, particularly in Edo State of Nigeria, looking at all the legal issues that are coming up, that are being thrown up by the political crisis in Edo State. Obviously, there are legal issues. So we want to look at the constitution of the APC, the All Progressive Congress, look at what does it say about consensus candidate, direct primary, indirect primary, who has the power to decide whether it should be by direct primary or they should choose their governorship candidate by indirect primary, who has the power. We'll also be looking at the argument that Pastor Osage Iyamu's registration with the party is proper, is not proper. What does the constitution of the APC say about registration of party members? Who can register? Where can you register? And who has the ultimate say in all of these things? Who is right? Who is wrong? Who is legal? Who is not legal? So don't go away. I'm sure it's going to be sizzling and interesting. Yes, so we're looking at the legal / political issues in the All Progressive Congress, the APC in Edo State of Nigeria. First off, let's start from the point of entrance. How does someone become a member of the All Progressive Congress? Now, we will be looking at all of this through the prism of the All Progressive Congress Constitution, APC Constitution. All right, so I've got a copy here, nice looking, with beautiful colors. All right, so there is the argument on the one side that Pastor Osage Iyamu is not properly registered with the All Progressive Congress because he didn't go to his ward. The man says he has a party card, which he obtained from the chairman of his ward. And then there's also the allegation that the chairman has signed an affidavit saying, no, you didn't get it from us. What you are parading is fake. And then there is a rebuttal from Pastor Iyamu saying, look, actually, don't even worry yourself. It was just optional to register with the party at the ward level. I could actually register online. So I did the online registration in the online portal. I printed out a slip, a registration slip, and I'm good to go. So what does the All Progressive Party Constitution say about registration? So let's look at Article 9. Article 9 on eligibility / registration. Okay? That is, Article 9 deals with membership. Eligibility to become a member, stroke registration of members. Article 9.1, I just read it out. Membership of the party shall be open to any citizen of the Federal Republic of Nigeria who has attained the age of 18 years and who accepts the aims and objectives of the party, provided that such a person is not a member of any other political party or any organization whose policies and programs are inconsistent with those of the party. So in other words, once you are 18 years of age, you have accepted the aims and objectives of the All Progressive Congress, you are good to go. Provided that you are not a member of another political party or any organization whose policies and programs are inconsistent with those of the party. So in other words, you could be a member of a political party, another political party, or you could be a member of an organization, another organization, and at the same time be a member of the APC. Okay? Provided that the aims of that organization or the objectives of that organization are not inconsistent with those of the APC. So if you have another progressive party or progressive organization, you could be a member and also be a member of the APC, provided that the aims and objectives, yes, of the two organizations are the same, right? So that's clear enough. Okay, so I hope that's clear enough. Membership of the party shall be open to any citizen of the Federal Republic of Nigeria who has attained the age of 18 years and who accepts the aims and objectives of the party, provided that such a person is not a member of any other political party or any organization whose policies and programs are inconsistent with those of the party. So that's the eligibility, that's the qualification. So we need to consider whether any particular person qualifies, in this context. In other words, does this Yamo, is he above 18 years of age? Okay, I think so. Tick. Has he accepted the aims and objectives of the All Progressive Congress? I think that's obvious. Is he a member of any other political party or any organization whose policies and programs are inconsistent with those of the party? So I leave that for you to decide. Now, that's point one, eligibility. Now, registration. How do you become a member of the All Progressive Congress? Application for membership shall be made to and cleared by the ward executives of the party in the ward or in the ward of the local government area. Maybe I'll take that again. Application for membership shall be made to and cleared by the ward executives of the party in the ward of the local government area where the person was born, resides, works, or originates. Okay, so you can make an application for membership to and be cleared by the ward executives of the party in the ward where you were born, where you reside, where you work, or where you originate. Now, importantly, this application and clearance will actually be done by the ward executive of the party, not just by one person, that the chairman, the secretary, the treasurer, organizing secretary, ex-official, or any of those people, or the woman leader, or whoever. So it should be the ward executives, as a body that should clear and say, okay, we're accepting this person as our member, right? Okay, so that's clear enough. Now, it goes on to provide that online registration shall also be acceptable, provided it is cleared by the National Working Committee of the party. Boom. So, online registration shall also be acceptable, provided it is cleared by the National Working Committee of the party. In other words, you can either go to a ward where you were born, where you reside, where you work, or where you originate from, or just sit behind your computer and do an online registration. If you go to the ward to register, it is the ward executive that will accept and clear your application. But if you do your registration online, it's the National Working Committee of the party in Abuja, headed by Comrade Adams Oshomole, that will now, receive your application and clear it. You see? So you have two options if you want to become a member of the All Progressive Congress from the All Progressive Party Constitution. Okay, I'm not canvassing for members now. I'm just saying from the provision of Article 9, you have two options. Either you go to the ward, make your application there, the ward executive will accept it, or you do online registration. Now, Article 9(3) makes a provision for, assuming there is the case of refusal, you go to the ward to make your application and the ward refuses to accept you. Maybe they don't like your face. Or you do online registration and it's not accepted. What do you now do? Article 9(3) provides that where an application for membership is refused, the applicant may, as of right, appeal to the local government area executive committee of the party or to the national secretary or national chairman in the case of online registration. So if your application is refused, you can apply, you may as of right appeal, not apply, appeal to the local government area executive committee of the party or to the national secretary. Or if you did online registration and it was not accepted, you appeal to the national chairman of the party or the national secretary. So again, this is quite a robust provision in the Constitution which allows anyone to become an APC member either by going to the ward or by doing online registration. So it's provided there. And then 9.4, upon enrollment, every member shall pay the prescribed fees and shall be issued with a membership card and a dues card. So once somebody is enrolled, it's compulsory you need to give him a membership card and a dues card so that he can pay his dues, can become a member. The concept of politics, participatory politics, is that you welcome people. Once they meet your conditions, you welcome them. You cannot actually exclude some people and include some people. Okay? And this is important in a democracy so that tomorrow nobody will also exclude you because they don't like your face or because there's been a change in the leadership of the executive of the party. And now you are on the other side and they say, okay, we don't like your face. We don't want you here. So that is participatory democracy. All right? So I think that's clear enough. You can register either at the ward level or you go and do it online. So if you are watching this, because I think this is important because I've had some people ask me, okay, not legally now, from a political level, to say, oh, I'm in worry and I can't come to my village. I don't want to go there to go and register as a member of the party. I don't have time now, but what can I do? Okay, so I think you can see now that you can actually register online, and it's acceptable. You'll be issued with a party membership card. Okay, so that's about registration, as a member of the party. Okay, so there are two levels, either at the ward level or you do it online. So that's I hope that settles that and settles all that. Now let's talk about another issue that is burning, as to whether the All Progressive Congress. Okay, let's put it like some people say there are three modes of choosing a gubernatorial candidate of the party. Either you do it by consensus, you do it by direct primary, or you do it by indirect primary. So first thing we need to tackle, can the All Progressive Congress choose its candidate by consensus? Now, I hope you got the question. If you have been listening, you will get the question, but if you don't, I will repeat it again. Can the All Progressive Congress, APC in Nigeria, choose its candidate by consensus? Is it allowed in the constitution of the All Progressive Congress to choose a candidate by consensus? Well. Let's look at article. Is it article? American call it Article 20? Article or but in Nigeria we call it article. Article 20 of the Constitution of the All Progressive Congress. Elections and appointments. So it says 1, Article 21, unless provided for, A, all party posts prescribed or implied by this Constitution shall be filled by democratically conducted elections at the respective National Convention or Congress, subject, where possible, to consensus. Hear the words again. Unless otherwise provided for, A, all party posts, all party positions prescribed or implied by this Constitution shall be filled by democratically conducted elections at the respective National Convention or Congress, subject, where possible, to consensus. Okay. So, all party posts shall be filled by democratically conducted elections at the respective National Convention or Congress, subject, where possible, to consensus. provided that where a candidate has emerged by consensus for an elective position, a vote of yes or no by ballot or voice shall be called to ensure that it was not an imposition which could breed discontent or crisis. Like that. Now, let's just look at a few things. One, so what it actually says, all party posts should be filled by elections unless you can do consensus. If there's consensus, then we also meet together as a party to say yes or no, voice vote of yes or no. In other words, what's your name now? What's your name? Owen. Okay, Owen is going for cameraman, and the elders have decided it should be the Owen. Okay, so now we come to a congress. Owen has been unanimously chosen. If you are in support, say yes. Yes. So all those that say yes will raise their hand. You now count them. They are 720 or they are 220. Okay, put your hands down. If you are against, say no. No. Okay, if you say no, put up your hand. Put up your hand. You count them and they are 22. So with that voice vote, a vote of yes or no by ballot, either you put ballot paper or voice shall be called. That voice vote must be counted. Otherwise, it's not a vote. It's just an acclamation. Okay? So the constitution does not say there should be a voice acclamation. It says there should be a voice vote, which means you must tally the yes votes against the no votes. So that is where there is consensus. Now, there's a primary point I need us not to forget here. When we started, we read that all party posts prescribed or implied by this constitution shall be filled by democratically elected, democratically conducted elections unless there is a consensus. So what are party posts? Party posts are defined in the constitution. Okay, from Article 10, party organization, Article 11, party organs and other bodies. In other words, the positions that are available in the party for the running of the party are called party positions, party posts. Not government position, not government offices, not election into government position. This one is party posts. So you can only do consensus for party posts, and party posts include where do we put it now? Okay, you shall okay. There's National Working Committee, National Executive Committee, National Chairman, Deputy National Chairman, North, Deputy National Chairman, South, National Secretary, Deputy National Secretary, six National Vice Chairmen, one from each geopolitical zone of the country, 7 National Legal Advisor, 8 Deputy National Legal Advisor, 9 National Treasurer, 10 Deputy National Treasurer, and so on and so forth. Okay? So then you have state level, you have local government level, you have ward level, chairman, secretary, member, all those ones, party posts, posts in the party to run the party. You can decide it by voting, democratically conducted election, or by voice vote. So that meaning we can all come together and say, okay, let him go for chairman now. Leave him now, he's more qualified. And others say, okay, it's all right. Let him go. He's a good guy. Okay. So, but even at that, you should still do the, convention or the Congress to say yes or no. But that applies only to party posts. It does not apply to government offices, government positions, positions of leadership outside the party. Okay, so I'm just going to demonstrate this. I hope we still have time. Then 2, Article 20, if you have a copy of the Constitution, Article 20. 2, conduct of primaries for nomination. conduct of primaries for nomination. So it deals first with nomination of candidates for councillorship, and then it talks about nomination of candidates for local government council, area council chairman. So local government council chairman, area council for those in Abuja, local government council for other local governments in Nigeria. B, State House of Assembly. C, House of Representatives. D, Senate. E, Governor. F, President. So for this one, it says there must be conduct of primaries for nomination. Primaries. The first one we read, Article 21, does not talk about primaries. Okay. Now, primaries, nomination of candidates for councillorship. Councillorship. How do you nominate candidates for councillorship? It says it shall be by direct primary election conducted at the ward level. So all members of the party will vote. Direct primary election. For the purpose of this primary election, party members in every ward shall vote by open secret ballot for the candidates of their choice, where there is no consensus. So this is for councillorship. You can do consensus for councillorship, but if there is no consensus for councillorship, all party members must what? Vote. Provided that where a candidate has emerged by consensus for an elective position, a vote of yes or no should be called to ensure that it was not an imposition which could breed discontent and crisis. So the same provision for party posts. Councillorship, there are lots and lots of them. So if you have a councillorship election and you want to nominate candidates for the All Progressive Congress, you can do it by consensus. If there's no consensus, you do a direct primary. Direct. You cannot do indirect. The Constitution clearly says you must do direct. Okay? So let's move on. 2, 3, nomination of candidates for local government council, governor. This is the one we are talking about now, governor in Edo State. Nomination of candidates for governor shall be through direct or indirect primary election to be conducted at the appropriate level. So here you are talking about primaries for gubernatorial candidate of the All Progressive Congress. It must be by direct or indirect primary. You cannot have consensus. You can only use consensus for party posts or for councillorship candidates, councillors in local government. When you are talking of governor, you must do direct or indirect primary. So it gives you the option. Now, 4, Article 24, procedure for the nomination of candidates. Procedure. A, further to Article 23 of this Constitution, indirect primaries for the purpose of nominating a candidate shall be done at a designated venue for that purpose. Indirect primaries. You must do it at a designated venue by an electoral college of delegates democratically elected by members of the party from the various wards contained in the particular constituency at congresses. Do you understand it? All right, let me explain it. Now, if you want to do indirect, you will have an electoral college of people who will come and vote. But how do you get those people at the electoral college called delegates? You must have delegates who will come and vote. So indirect means some delegates, some chosen people will come to vote in a particular location. How do you now get those people? All the party members must first meet together to elect them. So the wards must all come together, elect these people, delegates who will now go for the state convention or congress or convention, I think, to elect the gubernatorial candidate. So that's it. 2, the number of delegates required for each office shall be determined from time to time by the National Executive Committee. Now, all statutory delegates to the National Convention shall be members of the electoral colleges for all elections of which candidates are to be nominated. So that's statutory delegates. voting at the ward congresses to elect the members of the electoral college shall be by secret ballot. And the contestants with the highest number of votes shall be announced as the winners accordingly. So you see, now very complex. Indirect primaries is very complex. Very, very complex. Now, for you to have indirect primaries, it means that in all the wards, there must be primaries. All the members will meet first in the ward. And the constitution said they should vote by secret ballot to elect the delegate that they will send for the indirect primary. I don't know if it's somebody is understanding it. Okay, so it's like a three-step process. First step, all the wards, and how many wards are in Edo State? 192 wards, something like that. 192 also. I hope I'm correct. I'm a lawyer, okay? No, I'm not a politician. So, so if you have a different figure, take it. Let us assume it's 192. Okay, so all the party members of the APC must meet on a particular day in 192 wards and elect, okay, depending on the number of delegates which the National Executive Committee says they need. If they say 2 per ward or 3 per ward, I know PDP is doing 3 per ward or something like that. Okay, so let's assume they say 3 per ward. It means from each ward, from 192 wards, each of the wards in 192 wards must elect 3 people. So you have 3 times 192 to be elected. The procedure for the election is that there will be a ballot box, there will be ballot papers. You choose who you want. It will be done secret ballot. After they will count, okay, Dele has won, yeah. Ibenedion has won, yeah. Uche has won, yeah. That's me now. 3, okay. I won the 3 seats. So from my ward, the 3 people are me. Each ward will also bring 3 people. That will now form the electoral college. Then on a designated day, these 3 people from each ward we now meet in one location along with the statutory delegates. They are statutory delegates. For example, people who are holding positions in government in the party. They are statutory delegates to the indirect primaries. Like the governor, the speaker, if he's from that party, the deputy governor, if he's from that party, members of House of Assembly from that party, chairman of councils, councillors, all those people, statutory delegates. So you mix all these people together to meet. These people will now elect the governorship candidate. That is indirect primaries. Direct primaries just means instead of the party members first meeting at ward level to first elect delegates who will now go to elect the governorship candidate. Let us just do it now. So at each ward, we just now elect the governorship candidate of our choice. Okay? So, and then that one will be by open secret ballot. Open secret ballot. Why the one of electing the electoral college delegates will be by secret ballot. So this one is open secret ballot. The ballot paper will be there. We all vote openly. Either for this or that candidate. So that is direct. That is indirect. I hope you understood it. If you didn't understand it, just rewind the video and watch it again. It's not complex. Direct primaries means all the members of the party voting at their individual ward levels. That is what the Constitution says. Indirect means all the members of the party will first meet in their wards to elect some people who will now on another day come to one place to elect the gubernatorial aspirant. So that is direct, that is indirect. And now, I think the last point I wanted to deal with, which somebody had raised, is who decides. I think that's who has the power to decide whether it should be by direct or it should be by indirect. Now, I know that there's polarization of opinion on this. Some people say, no, it is the state that should decide. Some say it's the national. Some say, no. You know, it is we. Some say it should be decided by the world. Some say local government. Some say, in fact, none of these folks should decide itself. Let Mr. President decide it. Mr. President is the one to decide. Well, Article 24. Article 25 tells us who should decide. Article 25 of the APC Constitution. Without prejudice to Article 22 and 3 of this Constitution, the National Working Committee shall, subject to the approval of the National Executive Committee, make the rules and the regulations for the nomination of candidates through primary elections. Without prejudice, I read it again. Without prejudice to Article 22 and 3 of this Constitution, that is the one we have read before. That's nomination of candidates for councillorship, nomination of candidates for governorship through direct or indirect primary, and the procedure. It says, don't worry about that. Without prejudice to that, it is the National Working Committee that shall, subject to the approval of the National Executive Committee, make rules and regulations for the nomination of candidates through primary elections. So it is the National Working Committee that we do it. That we do it now. Look at it here. The National Working Committee shall, subject to the approval of the National Executive Committee, make rules and regulations. Now, the National Working Committee is only required to obtain the approval of the National Executive Committee of the party. In other words, the only person, the only party, the only organ that can complain if the National Working Committee does something wrong or right is who? The National Executive Committee. That's what the Constitution says. It's the National Executive Committee that will say, you have not done it well, you have done it well, we approve, we don't approve. So, that is it. Okay? Now, it says, all such rules and regulations and guidelines shall take into consideration and uphold the principle of federal character, gender balance, geopolitical spread and rotation of offices, to as much as possible ensure balance within the constituency covered. So that is the provision of the Constitution of the All Progressive Congress. Now, this is a non-aligned submission. Okay? I'm neither here for this Mr. Owen, nor am I here for BC Former. Okay? But law is law. If you have any questions, if you have any comments, if you have any inquiries, leave a comment on the comment section and then producer will get back to you. But if you like the program, give us a thumbs up and subscribe to the channel. Bye for now.